All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live and in color. This is the Ref's Roundtable. I'm your host, Mike Killer Kelleher, and joining me this week is the one and only Chris Keith. How are you,
Hello,
sir?
hello.
How are
I'm
you?
good. I'm good, man. I am good. Just making it through this mess one day at a time. And so, is this your? Are you social distancing from me over, recordings, or what are we doing? What are
Uh,
we doing now?
some of the things that have come out of the mouths of guests on this show have been known to make people sick. So I am taking necessary precautions and wearing some extra protection. Yes, yes.
Okay, understood. Understood. I hear you.
Well, this really is the end of Wrestlemania season. We had Wrestlemania last weekend, and as our viewers and listeners will know, we had our Pick'em episode where we went through the whole card. You, me, and Levi McDaniel each picked our winners for the matches. Excuse me. And we're going to go through the results and see who came out on top. Does that sound good?
Sounds good to me.
All right. Well, without any further ado, let's just go ahead and go through this. And we're not going to separate them based on the night, Saturday or Sunday. We're just going to go up the card. And we're not going to hit every match, but we'll hit the highlights and lowlights and have a good time. So, all right, let's take a look here. I think one of the better matches overall was the women's tag championship, Kabuki Warriors and Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. What did you think about that?
I mean, I thought it was a great match. I thought that they would deliver going out. And, I think just about any match with Asuka in it is going to be a good match. There's been a few over her tenure there that have been questionable, but I don't think that's on her. But I just, I felt like it was solid top to bottom. It was a great tag match. It flowed. It made sense, and I actually picked Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss to win it just for no other reason than a feeling and a hunch that it was time.
Well, for what you said about Asuka, I'm going to say about Alexa Bliss because as Corey Graves is fond of saying, the goddess is she's back on top, and rightfully so. So I am so happy Alexa Bliss has a belt around her waist, and now this really gives the Kabuki Warriors somebody who they can feud with, hopefully long term.
You don't like Alexa better as a heel, though?
I do, but I like her anyway. It's like she still has a little bit of heel in her, just a little bit. But yeah, I mean you're right. When she was full on heel and just bratty, it was great.
When she first came over from SmackDown to Raw, that was, to me, that was when she was at her best.
I don't disagree. I mean, it took me a while to appreciate her, but then when I go back and look at some of those matches that I overlooked, I agree. She was phenomenal. Absolutely.
Hey,
Well,
we agreed on something.
yeah, well, we agreed on that point, and we agreed on who would win that match. So
Okay.
we both picked Alexa and Nikki Cross to win. Unfortunately, Levi did not, so he was in a deficit pretty early.
Yeah, it's hard when you're starting out from a hole.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, Levi couldn't be here tonight. We'll talk more about that in a little bit, but it was. I think it's kind of funny how he was unavailable tonight. I'll just say that.
You know what? Some people take losing pretty hard, and some people aren't very good winners. So we'll probably know by the end of this show who is what.
If we don't, there is a big problem.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Hang on. Wait. Speaking of big problems, I'm having a really hard time getting past this bandit thing you've got going on. So why don't we Why don't we rehash something before we really get too deep into this thing and forget about it?
No. We've got a lot to go through.
No. I feel like we need to do this, and we need to go ahead and do it. Wasn't there a bet that you actually had with Jeff the Ref? And it was hair versus hair. Okay? So to my knowledge, Jeff didn't really have a big beard, but Jeff had hair.
Yeah.
You, on the other hand, don't have any hair, but you had a big beard. And so the deal was loser shaves. Now, in this scenario that we're hashing through tonight, Wrestlemania,
yeah,
Levi and myself represented Jeff the Ref.
Yes.
And if I'm recalling right, one of the two of us won this thing.
All right, look, I don't like to get bogged down in the details. You know, I invited you on the show this week, to bring you back on, and I wait, what's going on?
Somebody came out of this thing as a champion.
Come on, Keith.
Yeah, somebody came out of this thing as a champion. So
you know what?
If I'm holding this, and you've got something wrapped around your face, I think it's only fitting. Hey, I showed you mine. Show me yours.
You're really going to make me do this.
Let's see it, Big Daddy.
All right. Hold on. You forced me. Just remember, you brought this on yourself, Chris Keith.
This may no longer be a taped show. We can just call it in.
All right.
Oh, wait. Do we have a drum roll? Simon Gotch, is that you?
I would like to be referred to as Baron von Kelleher, please.
That's awesome. Well played, sir.
Well, I'll tell you this much. What Jeff the Ref didn't realize is he bet on my beard, not my mustache.
That's awesome. Well done. I love it. Very nice.
So,
just one more time, put this big thing over here.
Yeah, don't hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, I look way better now than I did with my beard. So this
you know what? It fits. That really works for you. I like it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I like that.
I might even go as far as to say that I might have, thrown a couple matches just so I could get rid of that beard. It's getting ready to be really warm, and I don't need all that extra weight and heat on my face.
Yeah, I mean, that part probably is true, but it's a good thing I'm here and you're there because it's getting deep.
All right, well, now that you have caused the big reveal, let's go through this and talk a little bit more about WrestleMania. We all picked. Actually, we all got it wrong. The Elias and Baron Corbin match. That was a shocker to me.
It was a pleasant shocker, though. It was a pleasant shocker. I'm glad we weren't betting money, and I'm glad I didn't bet my hair on that match because there's nothing that could have made me pick Elias to win that.
No, and I really think this is his last chance. Like, if you get a push, even as minor or mid-level as this is, winning a match on WrestleMania, I think, is a push in a lot of people's eyes. Yeah. And so if Elias wins and then Peters stutters and putters down the road, I think he'll be gone, and or at least pulled out of TV and then maybe repackaged.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost one of those things where repackaging is interesting.
He's got a great gimmick.
I was going to say, I don't know what you could repackage him as, because I think they truly felt with the last brand split, and he was a high draft pick for SmackDown.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, they're going to they're going to strap a little rocket to his back and let him take off. Well, It just didn't happen. And I don't know if it was a storyline thing. I don't know. I mean, it was just weird. It was like they drafted him as a high draft pick, and then somebody fumbled. And I don't, you can only, in my mind, blame creative so far, because how many coaches have you ever seen hop on the field and play?
I mean, I think Michael Jordan player coach once, but that's okay. Yeah,
it was Michael Jordan. We can't compare the two.
I'm just playing.
But I've always seen him personally, like in the Intercontinental picture for a while. They've never put him in that picture, but he's that type of performer, and right now I think they're struggling with the IC title personally. I don't feel that specific title has had any real meaning or feeling to it since The Miz had it.
That's who I was thinking of. Like, I know, obviously Sami Zayn has it, and then, what?
I can't do Sami Zayn.
Yeah, me either. And so that's the thing, like, he's got it now, and then, wasn't it Braun Strowman had it before him?
Braun lost it to Sami, which makes total sense.
Yeah. Well, I think it worked out in Braun's favor overall.
Yeah, because he was originally, I think, going to win the IC title back at Mania, but he had a little something bigger to take care of.
Yeah. All right. So, one of the lowlights I thought of the whole 2 days, and I don't know what my opinion on this is, Saturday was nowhere near as good as Sunday was. There was a few good matches on Saturday, but I thought pretty much everything that was on Sunday was a good match. The one thing that I would say is the Edge and Orton match seemed to take a long time, but they were beating the hell out of each other and doing some crazy spots.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I saw Edge's comment on it. It was posted on Facebook on something. He had gone on somebody's show. And a lot of fans have been complaining and ripping those guys because of how long it took. I
really didn't care, but I'm just saying, like,
what else did we have to do?
I know, exactly. I'm just saying, like, I was shocked that one took. They went that long.
Yeah.
And it was just odd to me that they didn't make it back to the ring. It was kind of like my feeling on it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was weird. But, I mean, you know what? And I kind of made reference to that. My wife watched WrestleMania with me. And
oh, boy. God bless her.
Oh, no. She likes it, man. She's into it. And so when they didn't come back to the ring, I noticed, too, and I made a comment.
Can she join us for the Pick'em next time?
Huh?
Can she join us for the Pick'em next time?
Absolutely she can.
All right.
And would do it gladly.
All right.
But I made a comment to her, the same comment about how they didn't make it back to the ring. But then when I stopped and thought about it, there was really no point in making it back to the ring. You didn't have to, because it's not like there's a crowd there.
No. But I thought the most, well, anyway, we'll get into that match in a little bit. But the one of the real lowlights for me on Saturday was the Raw tag match, which was supposed to be Miz and Morrison versus SmackDown Tag Championships. Miz and Morrison and New Day and the Usos. And then I believe that Miz was sick or was being quarantined, so they reduced it to singles match.
Yeah, I heard that he was sick. I heard that he was injured. I don't know why specifically he wasn't there. I haven't read anything really since. And there really wasn't a whole lot released about it.
Yeah. It's weird. I just, for what it's worth, I feel like they could have just scrapped that match from the card or done something. But, like, to defend the titles with just half of each team seemed kind of odd to me. Make it a non-title match. Make it something.
It was weird. It definitely was a little bit weird. Because if you remember when we made our picks, I was talking about how exciting the Usos as a team were going to be. And then, WrestleMania hits and it's Jimmy.
Yeah.
Like, hold up. What? We were all messaging back and forth. It was still a really good match. It just didn't make sense to do it for the titles that way.
Absolutely. All right, and let's see here. Let's talk about. I don't know. Is there a match you want to talk about here from either night?
I mean, I think the elephant in the room is the Boneyard match.
Yeah, we're get to that. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, let's talk. You know what? Let's hold up on that. Let's talk about Charlotte and Rhea Ripley.
Woo!
yeah.
Your queen and mine.
I read a little something on why specifically Charlotte dropped Rhea dropped the title.
I saw a headline, but I don't read any of that stuff. So tell me what it said.
I've got to do a little more digging, so don't necessarily quote me on it. But
right.
What I read was that Rhea Ripley had her temporary work visa ran out, and she had to go back to Australia.
Yeah.
Huh?
I was asking if she was from Australia.
Yeah. So she had to go back to Australia. So I read, again, I don't even remember the source, but it was really the only thing I've seen on it. But I actually saw it on two separate outlets that her work visa had expired and she had to go back to Australia. And so that's why she had to drop the title to Charlotte.
Well, that would be an interesting angle to say, all right, you know what? I'm gonna, like, let's say Rhea had retained. I'll give you a rematch, Charlotte, but you got to come find me. And by the way, I'll be in Australia.
Yeah, it would. The match was great. I knew it would be. It was. I mean, from the get, it was a really good match. I was really happy with it. Again, that was one of those when you looked at all the matches that we covered and we picked. That was one that you knew was going to be good, no matter what. But I remember sitting there the other night when Charlotte won, and for me, it deflated how great the match was. Because everything that we said when we were picking, and Levi and I both were in agreement that it made no sense for Charlotte Flair to win that match. Now, if the work visa thing is true, okay, fine. I'll move on and quit bitching. But if it's not true and they just had Charlotte, they had Rhea drop it to Charlotte. It does nothing for Charlotte. It would have done everything for Rhea Ripley to win that match. But it does, as it stands, it does absolutely nada.
That makes me wonder, like, I wonder if it's like a manager or if Rhea does her own stuff. But whose oversight was it in this paperwork? Because that has a big impact on.
You can join the unemployment line with the other 4 million Americans right now, probably. Or he may not be American. Who knows? Or it may not even be he.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I'm just saying, like, that's a pretty big snafu there.
Yeah, somebody dropped the ball on that one. If that's true, that's huge because with all this pandemic going on and all these things happening right now, who knows when she's going to get back to the United States?
Absolutely. I'm surprised she was allowed to go home.
Yeah.
I would have thought they might have just extended her visa and then told her don't travel.
Well, and maybe they did something like that. Like I said, I didn't really dig too deep into it. Maybe it's one of those things where your temporary work visa runs out right now and you're just not allowed to work. Maybe she's still here.
Could be.
And but I know that, from what I did read, she won't be on, she obviously wasn't on this week, but she won't be on the upcoming NXT tapings either.
Okay. Well, hopefully she's still around and just can't work. So
yeah, that would be awful if we can't get her back anytime soon.
Yeah.
Because I think she is. I think she's a surefire star moving forward, and I'm hoping that this story is correct, and that's why Charlotte took that title.
Yeah.
But like I said, that was a great match. It was phenomenal. I think there was a lot of really good things about WrestleMania.
Yeah, and that's the thing, Chris. I think a lot of people were going into this being like, oh God, like WrestleMania is already 1 foot in the grave. How bad is this going to be? And honestly, like, I thought Sunday alone could have been a standalone Sunday WrestleMania with the crowd and been amazing. Obviously they added more matches to try and make up for some of the excitement being gone without the audience this year. But I thought Sunday by itself could have been a great WrestleMania. And then, overall, like, even taking in some of the things that, I didn't care for on Saturday, I'd still give it like an A- or a B.
Yeah.
Like,
no. Hey, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, Chris. Your champion's advantage. Go ahead.
Nah, I was just gonna say, like, it had my attention from start to finish. It did. And I mean, there really wasn't. There was a pre-show match each night between 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock. Mm. So, but there really wasn't a pre-show. Like, I mean, it was just the show. I was able to get into it without the fans. Now, obviously, if there had been huge pyro and 80,000 fans, it would have been a little different. And had it been an actual WrestleMania, I would have been there.
Yeah. So
we already had plans to go.
Oh, wow! Breaking news on the Ref's Roundtable.
Yeah. So, originally back a few months back, several months back, UEW was planning on running a show in Tampa on Friday night.
Oh.
We had already released the poster. Like, I had the show booked.
Wow.
Yeah, we had a lot of stuff going on. So,
is Sledge Gibson going to get a rematch?
Yes. Coming July 11th. Well,
no. At the Mania show, was he going to get a
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, he was going to get his shot down in Tampa. And who knows what could have happened.
Who knows?
He's got some problems with some other guys right now he's got to deal with come July.
Well, we'll see if we can lend him a hand with that. But, I think really we might as well just go ahead and get into it, man. Let's talk about, as you said, the elephant in the room. Let's talk about the Boneyard match, Taker versus AJ Styles.
I did not expect what we got. I don't think anybody did. I think if anybody says, "Oh yeah, I knew that was coming, and I knew that's how it was going to go down," and no, you didn't.
Yeah.
Because even us, like you, Levi, and myself, were talking about, are they going to have like a grave site in the performance center somewhere?
Yeah.
So, what did you think about it?
I thought it started off good. I was happy with the way it started off, but then I didn't like the cloaked guys that came out, and Taker, like, they just stood there and Taker just went around in a circle and punched them. That was pretty bad. And then I didn't really care for when Taker like disappeared and then reappeared right behind AJ Styles at full health, and
I don't know. That kind of got charged up when that happened. I'm not gonna lie. I got a little excited. I might have. I didn't really jump out of my seat, but I got to the edge of it really quick. Yeah, maybe one of those.
So, I mean, I just, it's one thing to sit up like he used to do, like he would do that sit up and, do his Taker thing. That's pretty awesome, but it was just weird for that. But, I thought the bump that AJ took off of the top of the barn to the. Yeah. One little, I get nitpicky about stupid stuff, but remember when AJ's on the roof and Taker causes the flames to come up? If you have the ability to cause flames to shoot up out of the roof, why not burn the hell out of your opponent? Like,
because that's murder. This is
Undertaker.
wrestling.
He's the Undertaker. He'll just dig a grave and put him in there.
Well, somebody did point out that even after AJ got tossed,
yeah,
and then the match ended, right? Taker's riding away, and he throws it up, and the fire blows up, and the logo pops up. Carl Anderson was still on that roof.
All right, well, he's gone.
Yeah, so we got barbecued Carl. Yeah, because remember, he was on the roof too.
Did you see, I saw something, maybe it was on Raw this week, where AJ's hand was coming out of the grave?
Yeah.
I think
they showed it that night.
Oh, did they? I might have missed it, but I think the Zombie Styles would be a great angle. I really do. Thank you. Thank you, Chris Keith. Next, no, but
do you think though? I don't think so. But there's been a lot of nods and hints and arrows and all these things talking about that was Taker's last match. No,
he's not gonna. Absolutely not.
I agree, but
especially because they had that documentary after Mania talking about how he prepares for Mania every year.
Yeah, but what was the name of that documentary? Do you remember the name of it?
What was it? The Last Ride or something?
Like Taker's Last Ride.
Yeah.
So is it a documentary leading up to his last Mania, which was AJ Styles?
If he goes out with AJ Styles as his last, that's going to be pretty sad.
Yeah.
I'd like
Jerry Lawler was actually on. I was reading a couple quotes from him.
Yeah.
And he was on somebody's podcast. It wasn't Ref's Roundtable, but I can't remember the name of the show.
Well, and I did try and get Jerry the King Lawler when he came to GalaxyCon here in Virginia, and he said this is breaking news. He said that WWE personalities and superstars are not allowed to do non-WWE podcasts.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's a true thing. He wasn't blowing smoke. That's a thing.
Oh, absolutely.
But he made an excellent point. Watching the way that match was filmed and the way the Boneyard match was done, the way it was put together, it opens the door for a actual legitimate Taker Sting matchup at WrestleMania.
I love it.
Absolutely. I'd be yes.
I was so bummed when Sting got hurt against Seth Rollins. Yeah. That was heartbreaking because we waited so long to get Sting in the ring in WWE. And, it's just crazy, man. But I think the two of them, final match for both of them, you can't ask for anything better.
Well, but because doing it that way really eliminates all of the shortcomings that have been caused by age and injury.
Absolutely.
I think it took them, I saw 5 hours to film the Boneyard match.
Oh, I don't doubt that.
Yes. Oh. So absolutely, let's do Taker Sting that way.
I love it. Well, and one of you guys, I think it was you, were throwing out the idea that maybe Sting would interject in that match.
Yeah. When the cloaked guys came out, I was like, this is it. And then it didn't. I was like, damn it. Come on.
I wonder if CM Punk was one of those guys in the cloaks.
That would have been horribly anticlimactic and made no sense.
Not to come out and not that you would ever know it was him.
Oh, that he was one of the guys.
Yeah.
That would be funny if it came out that he performed at Mania and nobody knew it.
Exactly.
That's where you're at.
And then, but let's shoot. I was going to say something about crap. We were talking about Taker and oh man, I had something really good. It'll come back to me, but overall that match it end the way I wanted to, so I was upset about that. And then also it was like for the pick'ems, and then also if it sets up Sting versus Taker, I'm for it. But
I don't think it's going to set up anything. I think that's done. I don't think we get even any sort of Taker AJ rematch anywhere.
No. But I'm just saying, if he had retired, him winning allows him to go on,
right?
Potentially. So, all right. So, yeah. I mean, dude, I had such a good point about the Taker match, but anyway, whatever. We'll deal with that.
It's like your beard; it'll come back.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna tighten up these curls a little bit.
Twist them up there a little bit. You know what else? You know the other match that I think was really good and really hasn't gotten a lot of talk?
Let's hear
Owens Rollins.
Great match.
It was. I mean, it was. I did not pick that one correctly.
Neither did I.
I picked Rollins to win just because let's face it, he's the golden boy.
Mm-hmm.
He is, and Owens is not. Vince does not like guys who look out of shape. And a friend of mine once said every time Kevin Owens walks to the ring, he looks like he just left semi-pro football practice.
Well, there is that, but
but Owens can go. He can flat out go, and I feel like since he had his Universal title run, he's just gotten a raw deal. He's gotten no real storyline to work with. He's just, he was injured for a while. He left for a little bit, and giving him the stunner was kind of a big thing.
Yes.
But even though Owens wins this match, and it was a phenomenal match, I really enjoyed it. I loved the way it ended. When Rollins won, and then they restarted the match. No DQ. Owens jumps off of the WrestleMania sign. I mean, that was crazy.
That was, we were all just like blowing up the group chat.
Yeah, because that's a big dude jumping over. That was a long way. It wasn't like he got up there and jumped straight down. Dude, he had to cover at least, 15 feet out. It was out there. It was out there.
15 feet, I don't know about, but it was definitely out there.
It's wrestling. We exaggerate.
Oh, 25 feet then. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I mean, it was a long way. It wasn't like the time when Shane jumped off the top of Hell in a Cell. That was straight down. Owens had to literally jump a little distance and be on target.
Absolutely, because what is he, like 280, 300 pounds?
Probably 280. Yeah.
I mean, you can really mess somebody up.
Yeah. Well, if he misses it, it's him. Everything is breaking. I mean, because if you miss, Rollins is still going to be laying on the table.
Well, I'm just saying, like, the difference between hitting him like here.
Oh yeah. I got you.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
No, if he screws up and hits him in the face, it's all over. But like I said, I didn't see Owens winning that match. I was really glad that he did. But I have the question that I took away from that match is, now what? Because he's had this storyline battle that's spanned several months now, and it's involved AOP, it's involved Murphy, it's involved Samoa Joe. Now what?
It's confusing.
Samoa Joe wasn't even involved in Mania at all.
No.
But he was a huge part of that story.
Absolutely. When it was AOP and Buddy Murphy, Samoa Joe was in the thick of it, as was the Viking Warriors, which, they were kind of missing in action. I don't know if one of them is hurt. I know one of the AOP is hurt. So who knows? But
I feel like they closed the chapter but didn't give us the whole story.
Well, right now with what's going on with the other, like the singles belts, I don't necessarily see Seth Rollins going back for like the Universal Championship or the Heavyweight Championship. I mean WWE Championship.
He's got a thing going right now that it's one of those stories and personas that is sustainable. Did I lose you? You good?
No,
it's one of those stories that is sustainable without a title.
Absolutely. It's like I said before, it reminds me of CM Punk and the Straight Edge Society.
Yeah.
So this is really interesting, and I think honestly, Seth Rollins will be the guy right now who is top tier talent that is pulling people up to the upper echelon.
Yeah, and I think that's what they're trying to do with AOP and Murphy.
Absolutely. But then even Kevin Owens, he gets a big pop when he comes back, but he didn't really have a purpose until Seth Rollins came in and kind of latched on, and then they went up.
You know what I would really ultimately like to see? Again, this is another one of those. I like heel Owens better than I like face Owens.
You got it, man. You're seeing it right here. This is what you've always wanted to see.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe.
All right. Go ahead.
All right. You got to let it go further and get the big.
Working on it.
Get the big circles out there. Twisted like Raleigh fingers.
Yeah.
But I personally like Owens better as a heel. When he broke in, he was the NXT champion. Then he, took down John Cena as a heel.
Mm-hmm.
Universal champion. Super heel Owens with Jericho. So Owens is great as a heel. He's even better as a heel with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So we could make him the next Heyman guy.
That would be all right. But you see, the only issue I have with that is Kevin Owens is good on the mic.
Yeah.
I think Heyman's big value is doing the talking for his people.
Go back. I hear you. Go back and watch CM Punk with Paul
I know.
Heyman.
I knew you were going to go there. And they were a great combo.
There's a way to do it, and Paul Heyman knows how to do it.
Absolutely. All right. Point taken.
I feel like I'm on, what is the ESPN show with Tony Reale where he awards me a point every time I make a good point?
Yeah. Is it Pardon the Interruption?
No, I don't. No, because that's Kornheiser and Wilbon.
Anyway. It's the four windows.
Yeah.
And they go, doo-doo-doo.
Yeah.
All right. So that being said, let's just skip to some of the other matches here. We had, Edge and Orton. We talked a little bit about. Let's go ahead and just wrap that one up. What'd you think of that?
I enjoyed it. I did feel like it was a really long match, but it wasn't like it was a long match with not a lot going on.
Yeah.
And again, most people that I've heard are bitching, whining, and moaning because it was so long. What else were you doing that night? That's my question. What else did you have to do? Yeah.
Sit there and eat your pizza and enjoy it.
Yeah. And you know what? I've said it 100 times. Be thankful that we had WrestleMania.
Yeah.
We had Randy Orton versus Edge in 2020.
Yeah.
So
if you said that last year, nobody would have believed you.
No, let that all sink in. You had Edge at 100% full go in 2020. We got him back, and he's not going anywhere. The fact that, and I picked Orton to win, if you remember.
Oh, I remember because I have it written down.
Edge winning that match said to me that he is not going anywhere anytime soon.
Absolutely.
And I love it. I think he's in better shape now than he was, before he retired. Well,
yeah. I mean, you look at the wear and tear that his body hasn't had.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I hope they use him in a limited capacity to just on TV and maybe a few house. Like I don't want him on a.
Won't be able to resist slapping a title on him at some point. I'll give it within a year.
Well,
he will have. He'll either have the WWE title or Universal. It won't be an Intercontinental. It won't be a US. It won't be. It might be a tag championship.
Well, I was gonna say, what if his buddy comes back? And
Christian?
Yeah.
That would be cool. I think the bulk of the nostalgia is for Edge, though.
What I would like to see if I was booking that match is they're just blowing up. They come to the ring together, and then maybe even they win their match against whoever, and then Edge just totally smashes him and turns on him.
Yeah, I mean, I would be okay with it. I don't know what Christian has left in the tank, though, because you look at Edge, and dude, he put heart, soul, and everything in it. It's not to say Christian wouldn't, but like Edge sold out for this thing, man, and it paid off. I think going back to the Rumble, I said this the other night too.
Oh boy!
I think Edge's return at the Rumble was the greatest return of all time.
All right.
That's a big one. I know. That's a huge statement.
That's absolutely.
I mean, I racked my brain and I could not come up with one that was better. If you just watch, the reactions of people, because it truly caught people off guard. There were some rumors, but he did such a great job of shooting all that down.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, boom, there he is. Like, I lost my mind that night. I did. Like, it was 10 years ago for me again. And, like, it was cool. And just watching the reactions of the fans. And then you see the videos of all the fans in different bars around the world that were watching when Edge came out. Everybody lost their ever-loving mind.
Yeah.
So, to me, that was the greatest return of all time.
All right. Well, I'm gonna leave it at that for now. I'm pressed to come up with a better one off the top of my head in the moment. If I come up with a suitable one, I'll bring it up on the next roundtable. But for now, all right, it's the best.
Cool. I'll take it.
All right. So, all right, let's just get into this, man. We've got the Firefly Funhouse match. Oh boy! So that's what you thought of it. Okay.
Well, go ahead. That's not really what I thought about it, but go ahead.
All right. Let's start this over again. So, Chris, we've got the Firefly Funhouse match, my friend. What are your thoughts?
No, I'm just kidding. Honestly, as I was watching it, that was how I was feeling.
Yeah.
I was like, what? I'm going to steal a line from The Rock. What in the blue hell are we watching right now? And it took me maybe until after Mania was over to really think about what I saw and what I watched. And when you really, because you've got to think about it.
Yeah.
You got to think your way through that one. And I wasn't in that mindset to think my way through that. And it was cool because they just basically used all of Cena's failures in each of those little segments. They revisited all the failures, even his bodybuilding failure. They used the fact that he never turned heel, and it was just the ruthless aggression thing was weird a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it looked like JBL dressed up as John Cena for Halloween. That's what it looked like. But it was, like I said, I had to really, really, really think about it. And it was just kind of cool. It was almost like Cena said goodbye in a way. And I think he is more likely to actually retire after this than Taker is.
Well, I want to thank you for your perspective on this. So let me ask you, let me clarify. Are you saying you liked the match or didn't like? Overall, a week almost after WrestleMania, what are you saying? It was a good match or a bad match?
I'm saying it was not a match.
Okay.
That was not a wrestling match. That was like one long vignette leading to something, and then we didn't get it.
But
I don't think it wasn't a match because Bray Wyatt was his own referee.
yeah,
I get it. I get the whole Funhouse thing, but I don't think we can classify that as a match.
You know what? If we can call rolling around in a boneyard a match, throwing people off of barns and almost setting people on fire, then
yeah, but that was more of a match. That actually was a legitimate.
I'm just playing.
It was like a no holds barred, no DQ match.
You know what? This is the kind of match, though, Chris Keith, with the ultimate stakes, because you get hurt physically, you can go to the doctor, you can have surgery, you can do things to heal. But when you have your psyche, your sanity totally destroyed, what then? That's where this match was fought, was in the hearts and minds of John Cena and Bray Wyatt. And
I get that, but I still just don't classify it as a match, though.
Well, you can choose to classify it or not. I do classify it as a match. I thought it was an amazing way to tell the whole story in one match, because the lead up was really fragmented. When they would do the Firefly Funhouse on SmackDown every week or whatever, it was kind of disjointed. But being able to just go uninterrupted for 10 minutes or so, it hit me. Like this was actually, they could have dropped the ball so many times with this angle in that vignette, if you will. But they didn't. Like even, just all those memories and those, like seeing the Saturday night main event. Are you okay over there, buddy?
Yeah, man. Had to charge his phone up. My bad.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were going in the house or not, because
no.
Okay. Well, all that to say, man, I really enjoyed the match, and I hate Bray Wyatt. So, like, for me, Jeff the Ref was probably smiling ear to ear watching that and knowing that I actually enjoyed a Bray Wyatt match. So,
yeah, and that's a huge statement, I know, coming from you.
It is. But
I know that you don't. But
here's the thing. I want to say this real quick. Where I see this going, if I was booking it, is Cena has now had his mind disrupted and a seed planted by Bray Wyatt. And how that seed germinates and grows and affects John Cena moving forward and his super limited, I don't know. I would like to see him for like some reason, some short period of time being controlled by Bray Wyatt or something, and then coming back, getting his sanity and going over on Bray Wyatt and then riding off for a while.
Well, and see, that's the thing though with Cena. He's not going to be around for a long period of time. He's not even going to be back for a moderate period of time. So I'm with you. I hear what you're saying. I would love to see it go somewhere. Like, and maybe, if he was going to be around for a little bit, maybe we get that heel Cena that we've never gotten, or a hint of it. I don't know. It's just, I just can't, I'm having a hard time qualifying that as a match.
Okay.
I'm not saying it was bad. I'm just saying I'm having a hard time qualifying it as a match.
Fair enough. I'll give you a little bit of time to, be able to accept it. That's okay.
Yeah, I think I need to go back and watch it at least 2 more times to really be like, okay, all right, I get it.
Actually, that sounds like not a bad idea at all. Like, I want to watch it again.
Because I think if you go back and watch it again, if you just watched it live that night, that you missed some things. I probably missed some things. Like I said, I honestly was sitting there thinking, what in the hell is going on right now for the first 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Then I started kind of getting it a little bit and realizing what was going on. And then the match ended. Wyatt wins. Cena just disappears.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here thinking, the hell was that?
Oh, I remembered one of the things I was going to say earlier. I don't know if it's breaking news. I don't know if it's true or not, but I had it on very good authority that each match was filmed with 3 different endings. So heel 1, face 1, and then a snaz.
Okay.
And the reason they did that is because, and this makes sense, they had to pre-tape WrestleMania and they didn't want to get the spoilers out there. So basically how I understand it is, right before a broadcast, McMahon said, these are the endings I want you to show, and they put it out. There would be no time for anybody to spoil it.
That's actually really cool. That's one of the good things about taping instead of live. You can do those things just like that. Film 2, 3, 4 different endings.
Can you imagine, like that Orton and Edge match having to be finished 3 different ways, 3 times?
Yeah.
Or I don't know, like the Kevin Owens match. Like, can you imagine having to do that one a few times?
Hopefully, he only jumped off the sign once.
Yeah. So all I'm saying is, if that's true, that was genius because that's what they had to do. I do think, honestly, though, some of these were probably not the endings that I would have liked to have seen. So, like, the way whichever ones were picked, most of them I think they did a really good job on, even if I got the pick wrong. But there was a few that I was like, I really think they should have. Well, I mean, like we talked about, Elias and Baron Corbin. But
I'm glad Elias won. And again, back just real quick, I really, really hope that leads to him getting some kind of push other than just, being a jobber.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't need another Brooklyn Brawler.
No, but that's kind of where he's at right now. That's the status he's got right now.
That's a name a lot of folks, the younger folks, may not recognize. But if you go back and watch WWF all the way through, probably to like the early to mid 90s, Brooklyn Brawler was the guy. He never won matches, but he always put everybody over, and he was a solid performer. But he
made a hell of a career out of losing.
That's right. So, all right. Now let's go ahead and, in the interest of time, let's talk about Becky Lynch and Shayna Baszler. You got that one wrong, buddy.
I did. It's funny. We're covering a lot of matches that I got wrong, yet I still have a title. Just saying. Just thought I'd throw it out there real fast. And you have no facial hair.
Hey, Icarus, don't fly too close to the sun, okay?
I picked Shayna, and
so did
I went with what I thought was an obvious pick on that one.
Yeah.
I tried not to overthink it. Thought I'd go with an obvious pick. I didn't see Becky going through that. Because you know what? Here's something. It's kind of like what I said about Kevin Owens. As long as Becky has had the title,
mm-hmm.
I think Becky was more over when she was chasing the title.
You like when Charlotte had it or Sasha?
Yeah, Charlotte, Ronda, anybody but Becky.
Yeah.
When the man was born.
Yeah.
I think she was more over leading up to WrestleMania of last year, leading up to 35. I was there. I was in that stadium when she won it, and the place went absolutely nuts. And like she was at the height at that point. And then I don't think she's dropped very far, but she's definitely less over now because.
Yeah.
What do you think fans like? They like to see variety from time to time. You know, we live in an instant gratification society now where, people get bored with Becky having that title for over 400 days.
Well, and let's also say you mentioned it, and I'm going to take it a little different direction. Her shtick isn't changing at all.
No, it's the same thing.
It's the same
exact thing.
She needs to do a little freshening up, and maybe now that Mania's over, maybe we'll get a little something different out of her.
I think if we don't get anything different, character-wise, she needs to lose. I think she needs to lose, and I'm not saying she needs to lose straight up. If she loses clean, I think you hurt her a little bit.
Fair enough.
But who came back Monday night where you could you could revive a storyline?
I was going to bring this. It's like you're a mind reader, Chris Keith. And, honestly, how big of a pop would it have been if she had just come back one night earlier in the match? We're talking about Nia Jax here, people.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, having Tamina in that match was it didn't really do anything.
Well, but see, even if it was fine to have her in that match because if Nia goes to that match, she doesn't cross paths with Becky. That was SmackDown.
Yeah, but fair enough. I get it. I get it.
But if you think about the Raw landscape right now, other than Baszler, really, who else do you got?
Yeah, I guess my point was maybe they just shouldn't have had Tamina in the match. Like putting Tamina, who you never see, always gets hurt, yada yada. Putting her in that match was a real shocker to begin with. But
it could have just been a fatal four-way, and nobody would have ever known the difference.
Nobody would have known. And then so I still think Becky Lynch's chunk that was removed from the back of her neck, right there. I still think that whole angle was really, really weak, and I don't know. Yeah. But if Nia Jax and Becky Lynch get into a little tussle, I think that could be kind of cool.
I don't think we've seen the last of Shayna Baszler, Becky Lynch. I think they're going to milk that thing until. See, and this is where I'm trying to be very careful.
Oh boy.
On the line of criticism, because I get it, but I feel like sometimes, especially in WWE, they grab a storyline that's a good one, and then they do it, 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 and if there's a title involved, it doesn't change hands until it's extremely obvious that it's changing hands. And nobody cares. They just run it into the ground. Like, throw one in on us on a Monday night or something.
Yeah, I'd take that.
Because let's face it, today, in today's wrestling world, in WWE, you don't expect big things like that to happen on Mondays or Fridays.
Which is, kind of a shame because, I remember back watching NWA or WCW, and even some other promotions. I'll just say, like, there was at least a chance that you'd see titles changing hands.
Well, you remember when Goldberg won his first world championship? It was on Nitro. He beat Hogan on Nitro.
Oh, I've totally forgotten that.
Yep, he beat Hogan in Atlanta on Nitro.
I remember the match, but I thought that was on a pay-per-view. So
no, he got him on Monday night.
Okay.
And it's cool when even right now, every now and then the tag titles will change hands on Mondays or Fridays. And every now and then, rarely, you'll see the IC title change hands.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time a top title, whether it be Universal, whether it be WWE or the women's title, changed hands on a Monday or a Friday. And I'm not. It could have been a month ago. It wasn't, and I just don't remember. Especially the WWE title, because it hasn't even been defended on a Monday night in years.
Yeah. Well, with Brock, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't wrestle on Mondays.
Yeah, I mean.
So, yeah, like I said, I don't think we've seen the last of Becky and Shayna. And at some point, probably when nobody really cares anymore, Shayna's going to win the title.
Mm. Hey,
I think in order to keep it exciting and new and fresh, Shayna needs to win that title within the next 1 to 2 months.
Okay.
That's what I say. And I'll give it 1 to 2 months, and that's fair with everything that's going on.
Shayna, you got 60 days, Shayna, to get this strap around your waist.
Yeah.
Else Chris Keith is coming after you.
Let's see. What is this? April, May, June. We'll give her till end of May, June. That'd be cool. If she wins this thing in July, August, or September, nobody's going to care at that point.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. And that's the bottom line because Chris Keith said so.
Hey, I tell you what. Come to think about it, May 10th, we got Money in the Bank coming up. Nia Jax can win Money in the Bank.
Hey.
And there's your swerve.
I'll take that.
Yeah,
Didn't she win Money in the Bank before?
I think so, actually.
It was either her or Alexa won it when they were buddies.
I don't know. I'll have to look it up. You know what? Let's keep talking. I've got my computer on. I'll look what we're talking about.
All right. So last few matches here, we skipped over a few, but let's talk about Goldberg versus Braun Strowman, the monster among men. What did you think about that match, Chris Keith?
Again, it was I said this to our group chat the other night. Do you remember what I said? And if you go back and this is verifiable, and you can check me on it. It was the same exact match that Lesnar had with Rollins at WrestleMania 35.
Yeah.
Rollins came out at WrestleMania 35. This is the only part that was different. Rollins comes out. It was the first match of the night. Lesnar's in the ring. Rollins comes out. Lesnar gets him before he gets in the ring and just destroys him before he ever gets in the ring.
Yep.
He finally gets in the ring. Lesnar suplex, F5, 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 F5. Rollins somehow stumbles and hits the ref. Ref's not looking. Hits him with a low blow from behind. That's his window. Three stomps. Lesnar sells out. Match is over. Yep. 1, 2, 3. Match is over. Fast forward 1 year. And, wait a minute. I skipped matches. I'm on Lesnar.
I was going to say, that's all good, but none of the...
I'm sorry. I completely skipped matches. Can you tell what match I felt strongest about?
Yeah, I mean, I was really curious to see how you were going to bridge this into the...
I wasn't. I just kind of got carried away and got lost there for a second. Anyway, I digress. Let's go back to Goldberg Strowman.
But to that point, most of Goldberg's matches, kind of went this way as well. It's finisher, and just see who comes out on top.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's really what it was. I don't think there was any real mystery. I don't think there was anything magical about that match. I hate it, and I hate that for Braun Strowman.
Mm-hmm.
I hate the fact that everybody's like, cool. At least Goldberg doesn't have it.
Yeah, that's kind of a bad way to look. Like, I'm just the guy that took it off of Goldberg, not that people wanted me to have it anyway.
Right.
But I'm happy. Like, I really think Braun Strowman, with his size and strength, he's a legitimate heavyweight champ. Like, he can go up against anybody, and it would be a formidable opponent for anybody.
Yeah.
So, I'm happy.
I'm happy. I'm happy for him. Like, I like Braun Strowman. I think he's a good dude. I think he had some backstage issues early on, and that has held him back.
His head got a little big.
What's that?
His head got a little big.
Yep, it did. And, there were some times where he showed up late to events and, he complained. He had a lot of heat on him in the back. But ultimately, I'm happy for him. And, I'm glad to see him with it. I'm glad to see somebody new with it.
Absolutely. If Roman had won it again, I would have rioted.
Well, I mean, I would have been okay. The ending was going to be the same.
Yeah.
It didn't matter if Roman was in there, and it didn't matter if Braun Strowman was in there. We already knew who was going to win it, and we knew it wasn't Bill Goldberg.
Right.
I just, again, I hate that aspect of it for Braun Strowman. I feel like he deserved better. He deserved more. But what we might get to see the Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman rivalry kind of refueled now with actually something on the line.
Yeah.
Because if you look back on that, at the time, it was one of those feuds that was getting old. It was one of those feuds that I was like, again?
Yeah. Every Monday night or every Friday night, whatever it was the same thing.
But when you look back on it, that was a really good feud. You had a heel Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
Who truly was acting like a monster.
Oh, yeah.
And then just when he was no longer heel and he was face, like, he doesn't come off monsterish anymore.
Yeah.
And it's, they almost, in my mind, destroyed Braun Strowman when he won the tag titles with Nicholas, the 10-year-old at WrestleMania.
Well,
when he won the tag titles with the production guy's kid.
Yeah. I forgot about that. But, I really liked it. I thought that was cute, but it doesn't fit with the monster persona.
If you do that angle and you put those titles on that kid with, like, R-Truth.
Yeah.
Okay. Nobody, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't think that did Strowman any favors. It didn't do the tag titles any favors.
Oh.
But, it is what it is. I hope that they make something out of this, and he's not a transitional champion just until Roman comes back.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. I think that he should be given a chance. He's got the ball. Let him run with it and see how he does.
Let's see what he does. I mean, he's over. Fans love him.
Yeah.
Let's see what you get. You've either got to have a title on a face that the fans love, or you've got to have that title on a heel that the fans hate.
Yes.
If there's any waffling in between, other than John Cena, let's go Cena. Cena sucks. Take him out of that equation. It's either got to be somebody that the fans despise, or Brock Lesnar, or it's got to be on a face that everybody loves. And I think you're good there right now. So we'll see.
Okay. All right. Last match we've got, or the last match we're going to talk about tonight. Do you know who we're talking about? Do you have any idea who we're talking about here?
What match is this? What are we doing? Who is it?
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre.
Wait. Brock and who?
Drew McIntyre. Not Seth Rollins.
Because I swear I've seen that match somewhere before.
Yeah, I wish you hadn't I wish you hadn't botched that. And I mean, I was.
I know, man. I kind of lost my steam on that one. But seriously, though, let's see if I can get it back.
All right.
It was the same exact match. Again,
I
challenge you.
Argument.
I challenge anyone who watches this. Go to WrestleMania 35. It's the first match of the night. Watch it. All right. Once he gets Rollins in the ring after beating him down and the bell finally rings, it's suplex, 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 4 or 5 F5s, maybe somewhere between 3 and 5 F5s.
Yeah.
Rollins finds a window, hits him in the nuts from behind. All right. And then as Brock has been over, as most any man would.
Yeah.
Apparently beasts get injured there too.
Yeah.
It was stomp, 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 pin. 1, 2, 3, done. Now, fast forward to this year. McIntyre's in the ring. He doesn't get jumped outside the ring like Rollins did. Lesnar's in the ring with him. They do a couple things, and then all of a sudden some suplexes happen. Again, 3 to 5 F5s happen.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember specifically. Oh, wait, no, there was a Claymore early.
Yeah.
And then suplexes, F5s. Can't remember specifically how Drew got back on the offense. But then it was 3 Claymores, and guess what? We have a new champion. Dude, it was the exact same match.
You make a compelling argument. They were at least very similar, if nothing else. Extremely similar.
It's verifiable. It's the same match. The finisher from the new champion was just different.
No, I get it, man. I get it. I'm just saying, I get it. So.
But at the same time, I didn't expect this to be a long match anyway.
Yeah.
I think if you went into this expecting this to be a 20-minute epic battle for the WWE Championship, you were going to be disappointed from Jump Street.
Yeah, what was it, about 10 minutes? Like 5 to 10 minutes?
Yeah. It was single-digit minutes. I don't know specifically, but
yeah.
Like I said, if you went into this expecting it to, again, be an epic battle for the WWE Championship, then you weren't going to like it when it ended, because it was going to end. It was going to be fast, furious, quick, and done, and that's what it was.
Yeah.
But for what it was, I was really happy to see Drew McIntyre win that title.
I have to say I'm happy to see it as well. I'm not the biggest Drew McIntyre fan, and I especially don't like face Drew McIntyre. I think some of his shtick is really it's just annoying more than anything, the way he panders. But anyway, I'm happy that the belt is on somebody who will be on TV week in and week out. And like you said, maybe we'll get a chance to at least see it defended, even if it doesn't change hands.
Yeah,
just defend it. So
I agree. What you were saying real quick about McIntyre's character and the pandering, I'm with you. But I think a lot of that, because he didn't really do that before the Rumble.
No.
I think a lot of that was dictated because when he won the Rumble, his reaction, it was genuine reaction though. Just that overwhelming feeling. You saw him crying, and I think the fans just latched on, and he was instantly. I mean, he was always going to be the face in this match against Lesnar anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the character direction that we ended up getting was dominantly dictated by the fan reaction from the Rumble.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I'm just saying, hopefully now that Mania is over, he can kind of turn that dial back a little bit and then just focus more on kicking people in the face.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have to be a full-blown heel. You can be a face and still be an asshole.
Absolutely.
I'm on board with that.
Absolutely. And, you know, we've gone through the card overall. It sounds like we both really enjoyed WrestleMania.
Yeah, I did.
And I think a lot of people did as well. Do you have any closing thoughts about WrestleMania that you want to put out there for the universe to hear?
No, I mean, I guess really not much more than what we've said. I thought it was very entertaining. You know, I appreciated it for what it was. You know, overall, I would still give the show around an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
I'd give it an 8 out of 10 overall. Again, yeah. Did I miss 80,000 screaming? Did I miss pyro, explosions? Just that energy that brings? Yeah, I did miss it. But I don't watch wrestling to see what the fans are doing. I watch wrestling for wrestling. I want to see. I don't pay to go to a wrestling match and watch what the fans are doing.
I'll go with you to a certain point on that. I do think that it's no shocker that a big part of the song and dance of wrestling is the crowd and the crowd's reaction. And like psychologically on a subliminal or a subconscious level, having those people there, the signs, the reactions, everything that goes into having the crowd in the arena, it adds. It's like the 15th club in your bag, or it's the sixth man on the court. It's just part of the deal that anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess what I was getting at was, there's so many things that you see out there right now, and what I was getting at are the people talking about how much the show sucked because no fans were there.
Oh no,
that's more. I'm clarify that. That's where I was going.
Okay.
Is the show was phenomenal. If you put that show on in front of 80,000 people, you got a whole new. It was a great show.
Yeah.
It could have been, had it been in a normal circumstance, one of the best manias. It could have been. I'm not saying it was. But it could have been because, when you do have that crowd, what you get is genuine, spontaneous reaction from the people in the ring, the performers, the talent, reacting to what the crowd is doing.
Absolutely.
So there was no way to have that. Yeah. So, like I said, if you take what we got and you put that last year or any other year when you got the fans there and you've got the explosions and all, the real WrestleMania, set, then it probably would have been one of the better ones.
Well, and let's not gloss over the fact that the road to WrestleMania definitely added a lot of excitement to the proceedings. So, I'm hearing from all over the world. Fans have been listening and have been really enjoying. Okay.
Sorry, I'm just stretching.
Yeah.
I had to stretch. I'm sorry.
Well, Chris Keith, I'm just gonna. Look. So everybody, here's the final standings. Out of the 15 matches, Chris. Well, I'll start with myself. Okay. I got 6 out of 15. Not my best night at all. I do plan on doing better next time. Levi, who was actually in the lead until the last couple matches, and Chris came on strong at the end and actually won it with the Drew McIntyre Brock Lesnar match. Yes, thank you. Hey, since you got that strap there, Goldberg just lost his belt. Maybe you can get him to come to UEW and make a run.
I don't think he could handle Damian Wayne, to be honest with you.
You know what? That's a fair point.
I don't think he can handle him.
Hell of a match. So, I'll just say this, man. Like, you did a great job. I'm gonna give you the props that you deserve. The ref is by proxy 2-0. and I am going to do my best with the next pay-per-view to try and get this ship turned around. But you were absolutely great. You and Levi did a great job. I just can't thank you guys enough, and we'll have to do this again.
Absolutely, man. Well, you know what? Thank you. I'll speak for Levi because I know he had a good time for having us. Huh?
We didn't even talk. We met, Levi. We said he couldn't be here, but I have it on good authority that Levi McDaniel was actually just too afraid to come on the Ref's Roundtable and admit that he got beat in the home stretch of WrestleMania.
He did, man. So you know what? A lot of wrestling, a huge part of wrestling is stamina, and you've got to have enough of it to make it to the end, man.
I'm just hoping that he can look himself in the mirror one day and just accept what's happened and move on and try and rebuild. That's what I'm doing. I mean,
if you guys run out of mirror space, you can look at the reflection of my belt, my championship. You can borrow it if you need to for that. Yeah.
Chris, I'm going to take great pleasure in winning that belt off of you in the near future. So, good job, my friend. Enjoy it while you can. All right, man. Well, hey, do you want to plug anything before we call it?
I will just let everybody know we at UEW, United Elite Wrestling, are getting ready for July. July 11 is the next scheduled show. And the way things look, it might be if we get to do it. Mm-hmm. It looks like it will be one of the very first indie shows in the area that run.
Okay.
For quite some time. So we have a flat out banger of a show planned already. So July 11 in Richmond, Virginia. We haven't even put flyers out. We don't have the real information out yet. All that's soon to come. But July 11 is what everybody needs to be looking forward to.
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven.
Well, I'm looking forward to that, my friend. I think everybody would be well served to go on the UEW Facebook page and watch some of the matches that you've been posting. They're absolutely great matches, and I'm so happy for you and the boys and the girls. Just keep up the great work.
We appreciate it, man, and we plan on it.
So, for all of the people, all the millions and millions of people supporting Mike Killer Kelleher, don't worry, I will avenge this loss, and Chris Keith will be. We'll come up with a good bet here for the next one.
Man, you don't have a lot more to shave.
Hey, you know what, Chris? You just enjoy this, okay?
I am.
Yeah, enjoy it while you can, buddy. But, I will just say this: we're going to do a Ref's Roundtable next week. Everybody, it'll be back to regular programming. The road to Wrestlemania is done for now, but this has been a real fun thing for us to do, and we appreciate everybody watching and listening. Everybody taking a chance to watch the Ref's Roundtable and watch Wrestling with the Future. If you haven't, most people know about Wrestling with the Future, but if you don't, please go watch Wrestling with the Future. It's the podcast that Angelo DeCipio, he runs it, and I'm on there quite a bit as his co-host. We had Bruiser Brody's wife on a few weeks ago, and we had an amazing conversation with her. And oddly enough, we did not talk about the death of Bruiser Brody once, and it was absolutely an amazing conversation. We have Leaping Lanny Poffo coming up on the show. Macho Man's brother. And we will not be talking about Macho Man Lex Luger or Miss Elizabeth at all.
That's
huh?
That's it. I'd say that's smart.
Yeah. And then we have Flying Brian Pillman Jr. on the show coming up twice.
That's cool.
And we have we just had JJ Dillon on last week. That was fun, talking about Bruno Sammartino. And then we have Chief Wahoo McDaniel's wife coming up. We have Magnum TA. Are you freaking kidding me? Like that's insane. So please check out Wrestling with the Future. And then the last thing I'll plug is we have Wrestling with the Future t-shirts. Please click the link, buy them. They're $20, and some of the money goes to Jeff's mom and the family just to help out with some bills and stuff. So this is all for them. But we appreciate all of your support. And if there's nothing else, this has been a great WrestleMania this year, and I can't wait to see what this year holds for wrestling moving forward. So, Chris, great job, man. You're my buddy. I'm still going to give you a hard time, though, as fair. I know you would. So, oh, God, here we go. Oh, you know what?
Oh, what?
Oh, the connection's bad, Chris. Oh, man. Chris, that's, I hope you have to go to the chiropractor after lifting that thing.
It's tough, but somebody's got to do it. Somebody has to carry it. Somebody had to win it. And, it was me.
I appreciate you being the martyr. Thank you.
Somebody had to do it.
Somebody had to do it. All right, man. Well, hey, thanks a lot, Chris. Have a great night, and we will check in with you soon, okay?
All right, man. Take care.
All right. That's the Ref's Roundtable.